Welcome to episode 5 of America Pod 2. It's your boy, Alex Fabio, a.k.a. Monk Punk.
Yo, what up? It's Matty Stolpe, a.k.a. Matty Stolpe.
So, right before we started this, we started talking a little bit about one of your songs, the Hawaiian-sounding song, or Hawaiian song, topic song. And for those of you who don't know, Matty has a project called Original Plus, where it's like a solo project, I suppose. Most of the songs are rooted in the ukulele or baritone ukulele, and you bring some of them to full band, some of them are more stripped. You don't have any music out except for one song on your Spotify, which you might have taken down, and Baby with Us.
Yeah.
So you're starting a whole new chapter with this. Really, it's like at the impetus now. So
yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about Original Plus?
I mean, that it's just my band that I'm going to start finally putting songs out as a vocalist and a songwriter, which is pretty crazy because I've been like writing songs since I was probably like about 15. I'm 28 now.
So I know when I first heard of Matty, the motherfucker Stolpe, he was like 13 in a band called Solfege Radio, who was like the big band in our local scene. Mm-hmm. And I thought you were the coolest motherfucker ever because we were the same age and you were like playing actual shows and we were like basically toddlers in diapers as far as like what a band is. Mm-hmm. So like I knew you as a drummer. I've always known you as a drummer. At what point did you start writing songs?
Dude, you know it's crazy. I mean, I just got lucky that like I had an older brother like John Stolpe, Jonathan Francis, is 4 years older than me. So like when he needed a drummer, I mean, I actually started Solfege Radio with the lead singer, Marco.
Did you really?
Yeah. And then John, we like immediately asked John to play because he just got kicked out of After the Robbery, which was the follow-up to The Shining, which was the band that Joey played bass in. Joey Nestor from the Moms played bass, and that was like the first local band that I had ever seen.
Oh my god!
And they were so good, dude. They were amazing.
Of course they were.
That EP was so good, and they won the Jersey Shore's Battle of the Bands. And I cut my hair into a mohawk to come down to Starland Ballroom and watch them. I think at the semifinals, I saw them with the mohawk, and I think I continued the mohawk like through that summer into 5th grade.
So young.
First year of school for me because I was homeschooled until then.
Okay.
And I showed up with a fucking mohawk.
First off, what a way to make an entrance. Secondly, Can we talk about that a little bit? Because it's funny that you say that because I was thinking the other day about homeschooling. Mm-hmm. And I heard someone talk about how they homeschool their kids on a podcast or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they just like briefly combed over it. Mm-hmm. And I was wondering to myself like, man, that's got to be such a unique experience. Mm-hmm. And I totally forgot that you were homeschooled as a kid.
Yeah.
And like I was thinking to myself, like it would probably be best to have like a blend, like maybe homeschool for a certain amount of time, then you go to public school because you got to have that interaction. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
What was your experience being homeschooled like?
Well, like luckily my parents put me in a bunch of like recreational sports when I was like really little, and like they would also like take us to these like homeschooling groups. Like I remember I had like a Spanish class that I did once a week with a bunch of other homeschooled kids in the area, and we would also like go to like the library and like have like reading time and shit. Like we also did gymnastics together.
Really?
Like during like the school day.
Wow. Because
it was like they didn't have anybody like using the gymnastics gym, so it's like they probably got it for like cheap and shit.
So was that like
pretty good at handstands?
that explains a lot. Yeah. So was that like an organized like group that did that, or was it just like a couple parents that kind of came together and were like, hey, this would be cool?
It was like a pretty big group. I mean, no, it was like I feel like it was like probably like 6 moms that like were like homeschooling their kids, and like they all like, I don't even know how the fuck they found each other though. It's like,
right, that's
like
interesting.
The internet was like barely a thing.
Yeah, and were they all local moms? Like it was like in the same town or a couple towns?
I don't. It was like I don't even know where these people were from. I feel like it was like pretty spread out, and we all like kind of met in the middle.
How many kids per town do you think are homeschooled?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I'm not.
That's interesting. So okay, so
I feel like those numbers may have gone up.
I feel like they may have too, because
or maybe not actually. Maybe they've gone down.
Well, I don't know. I kind of feel like it could go either way, because I feel like you're hearing about
most places are like 2-income homes, right?
Well,
2-income families.
I think a lot of people are looking at maybe at least like, what are my options as far as schooling, instead of just throwing them into whatever school is closest nowadays.
Sure.
Just because we're learning more and more that like maybe XYZ public school might not be the best.
Yeah.
You know, and like then the alternative would be like a private school or a Catholic school, which is expensive as fuck.
Yeah.
And also like you may not want your kid being indoctrinated with a religious belief in school. So like homeschooling becomes a thought for those who have the lifestyle to be able to pull it off. So I don't know. I think it's interesting because I don't have any fucking kids.
Yeah.
So like I don't know where I'm going to be when I do have kids. And I think that's really interesting. So what was like a day in the life for you being homeschooled?
So my mom was also like a teacher. Like she is a teacher right now, and like had been a teacher for like a few years, I guess.
At a public school?
I want to say at a Catholic school.
Okay, cool.
And then she had my brother, and I want to say that he like went to like fucking preschool or something, or kindergarten, and then she homeschooled him. They were anti-vaxxers.
Respect.
In the 90s. Before it was cool.
Well, that was like
the
OG.
hipsters of anti-vaxxers.
Yeah,
it was
dude.
the original anti-vax movement. Yeah, that was why. And then my parents got divorced, and they were like, "Nah, we're just gonna give you your vaccines and send you to school." But a typical day was like, so my mom would just like order school books, I guess. Like, I don't know. Yeah, she did. I mean, that's what she did. She ordered like school books. Like I had like a math book and like an English book, like a grammar book, and like a history book and like science book. Mm-hmm. I don't even remember, dude. Honestly, I mean,
yeah, you were so young.
I like didn't do that much shit that I probably should have been doing, that like people were doing in school.
Like what? What do you think that you weren't doing that people were doing in school?
Like I remember getting to 5th grade and being like, what the fuck is social studies? It's like, I've never heard of that. I was terrified, dude. And it was my first period too.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, what are we even doing in this class? And then we get there and he's like talking about like maps and like history and shit. And I'm like, I don't know any of this at all.
So you didn't do much history in your homeschooling?
No, not really.
It's so interesting. I wonder how like a homeschooling parent would like come up with a curriculum, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. It was like mostly, I mean, I was always good at math, so I kind of just like focused on that. And like, dude, I was like, I didn't understand the concept of grammar like whatsoever when she was first trying to teach it to me. And then one day it like just clicked, and I'm very robotic about my grammar now. Like I'm very like, I don't want to use the word grammar Nazi, but I'm very like into grammar. Like it's kind of, I have like OCD a little bit about it.
That's cool. I like that because I'm also not a grammar Nazi, and I like the fluidity of language, but I like language a lot, so yeah. I can dig that.
Yeah. And then like I said, we would like go to Spanish class like once a week and stuff. And then like I want to say around like 3rd or 4th grade, I realized that my parents were like checked out enough at that point where I could just like wake up hella early and then like say that I like did all of my schoolwork before they even woke up, and they would just believe me, and then I would just play video games all day.
Dude, you hacked the system.
Yeah, it was bad. No, but it was bad though because it was like the last year right before I actually went to school, so I just like let myself get dumber for like a year, and then like went to school, and I was like, fuck, I was so smart like 2 years ago.
And now you're the dumb guy with a mohawk.
No, I was like
pretty badass.
I was one of the smarter kids in my class for sure.
Yeah.
But
so okay, so that's interesting. So then what What was that first day of school like that you went to public school?
I mean, I like knew most of the kids already from
from
sports,
extracurricular shit, yeah.
from sports, and like my parents were like in this organization called the JCs. That was basically like a fucking like, you know, it was like dad's excuse to like go drink beer with like the other dads in town, and they would like raise money. Like they do like a Christmas tree lot every year. You know, like the day after Thanksgiving.
You gotta have that,
dude. It was dope.
Yeah.
Like, so I knew a bunch of kids from that and stuff. Like, yeah. So like I knew like, yeah, it was just like a small town. So it's like, it wasn't that hard to like know people. I feel like we also like went to church, and like I was in like Sunday school growing up and stuff. So it's like I knew kids from that and stuff.
What kind of church did you grow up going to?
Catholic church.
Catholic church?
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was fine. It was boring as fuck.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, I didn't get like touched or anything, you know?
Was it really formal?
No. I mean, like, we would dress up for like Christmas Eve mass and shit, like Easter mass and shit like that.
Yeah, I grew up going to the Greek church, Greek Orthodox, and
That's wild.
It was very formal. It was like everyone wore their Sunday best.
Yeah.
I would wear like little suits,
Right.
you know,
Yeah, it wasn't like that.
little
at my
bow ties
church.
and stuff like that.
I think they would put me in like a fucking, you know, like a collared shirt or something. But
Right.
like, not like that, not suits and stuff.
Yeah, it would be like suits and dresses.
Suits and ties. Suits and ties.
What's up, guys?
Pimps and whores. Pimps and whores.
The OGs, Dan Martyr and Ryan Vargas, just walked in.
Yes.
That is the landlord out front. Is there?
You don't even know. Is that the landlord?
It's awesome.
Maybe I shouldn't say that on mic.
Yeah.
Oops.
Ryan, you want to come say something to the microphone? Yeah, jump in here.
I just want to say a little something into the microphone. No, nothing. I have nothing. I'm sorry, but
How are you feeling today?
feeling good. Cold day, and
It
congrats
is.
on the release, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, dude.
Sick, man. I'm gonna go back and make more records. All right, see you. Bye.
Bye, Ryan. Yeah, church was weird.
Yeah.
Church was weird growing up. I remember I remember it being Sunday morning and watching Dragon Ball Z early in the morning.
Nice.
Before church, and I really didn't want to go to church.
Oh, yeah. It was the worst, dude.
Oh, God.
I hated church.
Oh, my God. It was horrible.
But my church had coffee and donuts after in the school gymnasium,
Right.
and it was fucking sick, dude.
Coffee and donuts you just can't beat.
Dude, it was amazing. They
I
were
love
really
donuts.
good donuts.
Where-
I only ate chocolate frosted donuts, not Boston cream filled.
You don't like...
Fuck that shit.
Are you serious?
I can dig it now. They put too much Boston cream in a Boston cream donut almost every single time. But I do fuck with Boston cream now. But at the time, no. Not at all.
It was too exotic, too creamy, too jizzy for you.
Dude, I wasn't gay. I am now. though.
Only gays like Boston cream donuts. That's probably why
Now I'm gay.
I love Boston cream donuts. I mean, I could just let that cream drip all over my mouth. I'm a happy camper.
Dude, yeah, it's pretty sick.
I'm a
honestly.
happy camper.
It's pretty hot.
Yeah, it's very hot.
I did like jelly donuts though. I think
similar but different.
similar but different.
Similar but different.
Yeah, I think maybe it was the consistency of the Boston cream donut that freaked me out. It was very jizzy.
Quite.
You know, jelly is a little less jizzy.
Jezzy is a little more
Jezzy?
tight put together.
Did you say jezzy?
I hope not.
I think you did.
Well, Jezzy is my favorite.
Jelly's pretty jizzy. It's more globulous.
Whoa.
That's a word, right?
I'm going to expand on that and go globulent.
Globulent. I think that might be a word. I'm not sure.
I could go either way on it.
I'm gonna see if I can get on the other side of the table so we can look at each other.
I respect that. Here, let me help your cable.
I think I got it. I got it. We're good.
He's a G, everyone.
I just have to move this a little bit. I'm scared.
Here, try moving this box instead.
Should I just go? Okay.
That might be less moving.
I'm gonna put that right there.
You know what we're not doing that we said we would do?
What are we doing?
Film the episode.
Oh fuck.
Film the episode. We're not filming the episode.
Should we start filming?
Let's do it on episode 6.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a put off guy now.
Yeah,
In all aspects of my life, I've pretty much stopped putting things off, which is pretty good, except for, you know what? I'm just going to let this podcast be fun and loose because, like, at the same time, like, you know, we'll record the next one.
Yeah, I don't know if we have, like, a proper tripod for a phone either right now. I mean, we have this little dinky fuck.
I have one at home. I can bring that.
Yeah, I have one too.
And we could set up a phone at least just to... Yeah.
Dude, phone cameras are fucking sick these days.
They're pretty good. And we could go vertical, too, because, like, no one wants to see a fucking horizontal video on the internet anymore. Unless you're, like, on YouTube.
Yeah, but isn't that where, like, a podcast would live? Like, on YouTube?
Yeah.
Like, and then, like, if you want to do clips, we could just, like, cut, like...
Right. So then I guess it's just a matter of making sure the horizontal videos are centered on us. So you would almost need two.
We could do that.
You know what I mean?
That would be ideal. I mean, we do have 3 phones.
Right.
So
if we film ourselves, if we're each responsible for filming ourselves.
Right. But I would want like an overview shot.
A wide shot, yeah.
A wide shot for the YouTubes. And then, but I was saying, like, if you shoot in 4K on your phone and do wide shot, you can just cut horizontal frames and put that on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? And it could be like you're talking, so it's like a frame of you, and then like it jumps to me, and then I'm talking, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But would it go to the vertical format, or would it just?
I'm saying you can like edit that, like,
right?
You can, like,
so like zoom,
like I think we could use like what's that fucking shit called?
CapCut.
That or like
Splice,
an actual like editing program. I'm saying.
Right. Who uses actual editing programs anymore?
I don't know. I bought a whole new laptop so that I could try to edit the baby music video, and then I got scared.
And you still have nothing.
I still have nothing.
I was actually thinking about that. I think I have a pretty good idea of what we could do with that if you wanted to do short form stuff with it, actually.
The baby video?
Yeah. Did you see the canvas that I put for baby?
Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think you could do that. I think you could simply crop the videos we have and put them in series.
It looks like really good. And like that shot that you took, like that's what I'm talking about. Is like just taking a horizontal
and
or a vertical,
cutting that out,
clip out of the horizontal shots that we took.
Right. So as for you're doing that, you're just going to need to have it pretty far away from you, so that when you do zoom in, you're actually getting a decent shot in the frame.
Yeah.
Like when we shot those baby videos, I was very far away from you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which we can do.
Yeah.
We can do that for the podcast.
No, but that was one of the things that was kind of bumming me out when I was trying to edit the video. I was like looking at it and I was like, this song is so small and intimate and personal. It's like weird that like the camera is so far away from me all the time. And it was like fucking pissing me off.
Yeah, I mean, when
there
making
were some cool shots
when making anything though, like it's not even worth thinking about. I wish it was this. I wish it was that. It's just about bending it and creating something out of it. I mean, that's art. You saw what I did with the outside video.
Yeah,
that was from the horizontal videos that you and I took.
Yeah,
and it was not framed like that. It was not like that at all. But I was like, we need some kind of like vertical thing to push, and I did exactly what we were just saying, where you just zoom in and frame it to the phone size, and edited the fuck out of it to make it look intentional. Yeah, and it did.
Yeah, no, that looks great.
And I think you can do that too. I think if you apply that idea to the baby video as a whole, you could even do it in small sections. You could do a verse with 3 or 4 clips.
Right.
You could do a chorus with 3 or 4 clips, and just do that.
Right.
You know. At the end of the day, it's just a matter of using a visual thing to get people to listen to the music anyway. So like, who cares what format it is?
Yeah.
You know.
Definitely.
All right, let's get back on track with what we were talking about before. So you were homeschooled until 5th grade.
Yeah, which is actually when I started playing the drums too.
In 5th grade?
Yeah.
So you were what, 10 years old?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I got my drum set for my 10th birthday.
Wow.
Which was right before 5th grade. The April before the summer. And dude, you know, it was really weird that I didn't even realize how crazy this was until like the other day. I was like talking to my dad about it. And I was like, holy shit, bro. Dude, I got a drum set, and like right at that same moment, like maybe like the following month, I want to say, my the neighbor behind my house, her brother moved into her detached garage and turned it into a fucking drum studio. Like, it was like a recording studio, quote unquote, but it was like, he was like giving drum lessons out of this detached garage behind my house. And it wasn't like he was there and then like I was like, I want a drum set. It was like it happened at like the same time.
Wow.
How fucked up is that?
That's amazing.
And like at the time, you know, I'm 10, so like I have no concept of like the world and how special that is. You know, I was just like, oh yeah, of course my drum teacher is right behind my house. Like, what the fuck, dude?
I know.
How's like what are the fucking odds, you know?
I think there's no such thing as coincidences.
Yeah.
And nature has a way of playing out the way it should. And that is unbelievable.
Yeah.
But that's how things happen, honestly. And I think it's really important for everyone to just continue on their path and just have faith, as religious as that sounds, going back to church.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean it in a necessarily religious sense. If you need that to understand the concept of faith, sure. But like, just a matter of like, you are here and you are playing a role in this greater scheme that none of us can see. Maybe at the end of your life, you can look back on your life like this beautiful mosaic where everything makes sense, but you're not going to get it. What's important is that you keep moving towards what is real to you, and like the realest shit that you can do, what feels the most animating to you, what makes you feel the most alive and honest. I think some people maybe are oriented towards dark, some people are oriented towards light, and I don't think that matters either.
Dude, I started listening to the Daily Stoic with Ryan Holiday.
Awesome.
Do you know about that?
I do, and I actually listened to a guy who reads Ryan Holiday's book the same way that Ryan Holiday does it, but he does his own. Wow. So he literally reads the Daily Stoic, goes day by day, and then he has his own color commentary on it.
That's so funny.
It's the same thing, but he just ripped off Ryan Holiday. But I just found this guy first,
right?
And he's really good. This guy fucks.
Yeah.
I'm on day 186.
Wow.
I believe
you've been like watching every day. Wow.
Well, I listen to it. I don't watch it. We've talked about this. I listen to podcasts.
Right.
Pretty
I
much
watch
exclusively.
Podcasts. Yeah. Yeah, exclusively. Unless I'm driving, then I only watch a little bit while I'm driving.
Yeah. For me, it's my morning ritual. I wake up. I'll chug a glass of water. I'll take Neo for a walk. Nice. And I'll listen to the Daily Stoic.
That's what's up. I need to start doing shit like that. I mean, I've been working out a lot.
You've been doing good, but tell me about your how you discovered this.
I mean, I had seen Ryan Holiday on the Joe Rogan Experience. I don't think I like watched this whole episode, but I like just, you know, I used to watch like a fuck ton of Joe Rogan. Not so much anymore, but still some like comedy podcasts mostly. I mostly watch comedy podcasts now because when I first got into Joe Rogan and like podcasts in general, I was watching like every Joe Rogan episode, and a lot of them are very educational because he has like fucking experts on from like different fucking fields, and like they talk about crazy shit, and I was like just inundating myself with like so much information that I like needed to like shut down for a while. But I think I'm kind of back on that education kick a little bit. And but anyway, the Daily Stoic, so cool. And he talks about this concept, or this like line from Marcus Aurelius. That's memento mori. I think it's Latin. I'm not sure. And it means remember death. So it's basically like saying like every day you should remember that you're gonna die. Because hopefully if you remember that you're going to die every day, it will inspire you to like do the shit that's important to you. Like you were just saying, like follow your path, do what's important to you. Stop wasting your time with unimportant shit that like maybe you're doing for someone else or like for other reasons other than just like being the best you that you can be. And it's like, I don't know, I love that.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I think there's so much wisdom in the Stoic philosophy.
Yeah.
And like, it's really exciting to me actually that you're telling me this, that you dove into that. What, so is it the same where it's by day, like number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4?
Well, so he sends out an email every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely like have subscribed to it like in the past and just like didn't really.
So you're kind of just
follow.
jumping in.
I'm just like watching his like YouTube videos and
Cool.
stuff. Like he'll have like short form, like 10-minute videos. And then there's like really long one, like hour long, 2 hour long ones. And the Memento Mori one is like a longer one. And I listened to like most of it and was just like, it was blowing my mind.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ingesting it in like little tidbits
Mhm.
where it'll be like he'll read the quote from whoever said it, and then Ryan Holiday will have his thing. He's literally reading the book,
Mhm.
so he'll Ryan Holiday will have his color commentary, and then this guy will have his color commentary. It's like a nice discussion
Yeah.
after the whole thing, which is cool. And then it just gives me something to chew on the whole day. And the whole podcast is probably like between like usually around 5 minutes, so it's quick and it gives me something to chew on.
Yeah.
Something to think about and like fall back on throughout the day.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's super relevant stuff that has to do with day-to-day life, which is why I really like Stoicism, is that it's super tangible
Mhm.
and super like real life action oriented, which is cool.
Yeah.
Very relevant.
Yeah, dude. That's what's up. And it's really weird. I just got into it and like I've been on like kind of a health kick. I've been like losing my fucking mind because been obsessed with this girl for the past 2 months.
Reference back to episode 4.
We talked a bunch about it. Maybe I said some things that I maybe shouldn't have. I don't know. I don't remember. But
We'll see when I edit it.
a little heated that day, but I'm doing better now. But yeah, me and this kid Chris that I work with, like, you know, he is also heartbroken, and like we got together and we're like, we're just gonna get fucking jacked and like go to the gym every day and just fucking fight the pain with like lifting weights basically. And it honestly, like for a whole month, it was like the only thing that I looked forward to every day. Like I would like wake up hella early, like 6 o'clock in the morning, go to the gym for like 2-3 hours, get fucking yoked. And I felt so good that whole time, probably because I was on pre-workout and I was listening to songs like Hot Girl Bummer by Black Bear and also Stray from the Path. Shout out Stray from the Path. Craig Reynolds is a beast of a drummer and Drew is a fucking amazing. They're all amazing. Whatever. Tom. I don't know any of these people yet, but I will. I'm gonna meet them.
Hell yeah, dude.
But what the fuck was I saying? Yeah, so like me and him been working out, blah, blah, blah. 2 months. Started getting into the Daily Stoic. Stumbled upon the Memento Mori episode. He has coins that he sells, like gold coins, or like, I don't know if they're gold or whatever the fuck they're made of. But they say Memento Mori on them. And then the other side says like some other quote, some other Marcus Aurelius Stoic quote or some shit. But I ordered 2 of them, one for me and one for this kid Chris that's been getting me working out and stuff. Because like that's like kind of the vibe is like we need to like get our fucking shit together. We need to stop like letting like whether or not like letting another person have so much power over our emotions, you know, and kind of like try to take the little control that we do have in our lives back, you know? And so I just thought that he would fuck with it. And then I showed him the podcast. I haven't told him that I got him a coin yet because I showed him just the podcast Memento Mori. And he was like, dude, that's my tattoo. He had just gotten Memento Mori tattooed on his rib cage like a couple months ago, like right around the time we started working out.
What?
So weird.
Wow.
And I like it, you know, it didn't mean anything to me at the time. So obviously it didn't register. Pretty crazy, right?
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah. So
that's insane.
I think he's going to be pretty stoked about the coin.
I'm sure he will be.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
What did it feel like when you realized that he just got that tattoo?
It's wild. I mean, dude, that I feel like shit like that has been happening in my life so much, which is funny that I brought up the fact that my drum teacher moved in behind me right as I got a drum set.
Right.
Like that was like a huge moment of like synchronicity in my life. And like I feel like I always have things like that. Like I always notice these weird like little synchronicity things
Mm-hmm.
going on. Like for instance, when I filled in for family dinner a couple weeks ago, whatever the fuck, where like I had just gotten into Stray from the Path when I started working out, because I saw Craig Reynolds' podcast's fucking ad pop up, and it was like a video of him playing, I believe, Fortune Teller, and it's like a sick video of, I think, them playing at like Hellfest or something. And I was like, yo, this dude rips. I clicked on it, realized he had a podcast, checked it out. He's like hilarious too. So I started watching his podcast. I started listening to Stray from the Path. Fast forward like a month, I'm like living with Nick Amalfitano, shout out, my fellow sauce monkey out in Long Island. I lived with him for like 3 days and learned all the family dinner songs, or like the ones in the set. And we played Webster Hall. And like the second day of rehearsal, we like just showed up. We're like, you know, fucking around, like talking, about to rehearse. This dude walks in from outside with like a camera, and I thought maybe he was like their photographer friend that like wanted to come hang out and like shoot the rehearsal or some shit, right? And they're like joking around, him and Nick, and then he starts saying like, oh, like, yeah, we'll do like a collaboration, like we'll call it Stray from the Dinner. And I go, hold up, what the fuck did you just say? And he was like, oh, you know that band Stray from the Path? This is the singer. And I was like, dude, no fucking way, bro. I was like, I just started listening to your band. I've been working out to your music, trying to get over my fucking ex-girlfriend. I cannot believe you're standing in front of me right now. And I was like, can I give you a hug? And he was like, yeah, dude, sure. I gave him a hug. So fucking mind-blowing that happened, dude. It was so weird.
Dude, like I said, I don't think there's any such thing as coincidences. And I feel like all of us have a certain frequency that we should be living at, right? Whatever that means. And like, I find that like when I'm in tune with that thing, when I'm resonating with that frequency, it's like waves, right? It's like sound waves. And like when you're in the pocket, so to speak, of like living at that tempo, at that frequency, I feel like those synchronicities just fucking pour in.
Yeah.
And like it might have something to do with the fact that like you started taking control of your own life and remembering what your frequency, your tempo even is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like, there you go. So bringing it back to when you're 10 years old and you got your first drum kit, your neighbor started teaching drums a month later.
Yeah. I think, I want to say it was about a month.
That's
or something.
crazy.
Like it was like at the same time.
That's insane.
And I started taking lessons like that June. My birthday was in April.
That's
when
crazy.
I got the kit at the end of April.
So what was it like when you started learning drums?
Dude, it was wild because I got like I've always been like really into music. Like when I was really young, I would just like dance to like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and stuff, like in my room. Like me and my neighbor would make like fucking videos of us like dancing and shit, and like, you know, like Britney Spears and stuff. And I always had like a fascination with music, but it always just sounded like magical to me. Like I didn't understand what was actually happening. I was just listening to the music on like CD, on my boombox or like my fucking Walkman, you know, but I'd never like gone to a show and like seen someone perform with like instruments even. So when I got the drum set, I didn't even know what like a simple rock beat was. Like I had no idea where to even start. Like I had a drum set and drumsticks, and my brother actually like showed me a beat, and it wasn't even like a beat. He was just like hitting the tom and then like hitting the snare drum. So it kind of acted like a bass drum, snare drum pattern, but it was just like doom, 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 and he just went around the drums doing that. And then I started doing it. That was like the first thing I ever played on the drums.
Wow.
And it was just the toms and the snare. I had no concept of like I remember setting up the hi-hat stand for the first time, being like, what the fuck is this thing, dude? Like, it freaked me out because I was like, this is so complicated. I don't even understand what it's for. I had no idea that like a normal beat consisted of like a hi-hat, a snare drum, and a bass drum. I have no fucking idea at all. And I remember like my first lesson with my drum teacher, my dad was there, I think. And like the teacher was just like, well, first I just want to see if he like has rhythm. So he just like did like a clapping pattern and he asked me to like replicate it, you know? And so I obviously have rhythm. So it's like, that was fine. And then we started like doing pad work, like reading notation and stuff, which was amazing because like I'm so grateful that I like know how to read at least rhythm. You know, I can like read rhythm very well. And like I've taken like piano lessons and stuff, and like I know like the stavs, but like I can't like sight read yet, but I would like to eventually. But yeah, just being able to like read that. And it was great because he had like a very basic understanding of it, and it was like just enough to like be able to like play, you know, like syncopation, like the book Syncopation that like every drummer uses. That's like one of the first books that like everyone gets. Little blue and white book. And yeah, so we did that. And then also he had like a sheet of like grooves that he like hand wrote and like photocopied and stuff. And so there was like a rock beat, and then there was like a punk beat, quote unquote. There was like a jazz beat, like there was like the thing, and like a bunch of other shit. It was just like a bunch of like variations essentially on like a rock beat. But it was, you know, we were playing set, and then he asked me to learn a song or like bring a song in, and he was gonna like show me how to play it and stuff. And so I asked him to teach me how to play TNT by AC/DC.
Wow.
That was the first song I learned to play on the drums.
Good tune.
Yeah.
How did learning TNT go?
It was pretty simple. There's like that one fill at the end of like the guitar solo where he goes da ding da 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 da. And like that was like a mind fuck for me at the time. You know, I was like, what is this, dude?
Yep.
But the most of the song, I mean, most of AC/DC's catalog is just so it's pretty like simple shit.
Hell yeah.
But it rocks. It fucks.
That's so sick.
It's all about that Angus Young.
Man's a fucking legend.
Mm-hmm.
I remember learning a little AC/DC for the first time. Highway to Hell, bro.
So good.
Blew my mind. I was like, how do you go from that chord to that chord? Like, what?
Dude, I love AC/DC.
They're so good.
Shout out Australia.
Honestly, it's funny because when I was like a teen, I was like, fuck AC/DC. They're so boring and lame. And like, you know, like, because I kind of went backwards. Like, yeah, I liked AC/DC a little bit from like Tony Hawk or something. Like TNT was on Tony Hawk.
Yeah, I think Pro Skater 4.
I didn't have any like rock music in the house. So all my experience of rock music came from like outside of the house or video games or like TV and movies and stuff like MTV.
Yeah.
So like classic rock and like older stuff like that, I didn't have until I was like older, except for Guns N' Roses. I had Guns N' Roses because my neighbor Brennan learned Sweet Child of Mine on guitar, and I was like, oh, I have to learn Sweet Child of Mine now. So I got into Guns N' Roses, and we would just jam out to Guns N' Roses and like Twisted Sister together and stuff, you know, like some glam rock shit.
Yeah.
But I knew Iron Man, I knew like some staples, you know. But like as far as like listening to those records, I didn't do that until I was like 18, you know. So I was like, oh, classic rock is lame,
like,
you know.
What was like your first CD?
My first CD was Punk Goes Pop 2. First track was Alisana, and it had so many fucking good covers. I think Attack Attack did I Kissed a Girl.
Oh, that volume is amazing.
So good.
Dude, we used to listen to that in like the parking lot of the Starbucks that like John and all his friends worked at in the center of Florham Park. like every night and like rip cigs.
Yeah.
Like after Starbucks was closed.
That was the first CD I ever bought.
Dude, that has Beautiful Girls by Bayside. Like
Yes, it
covered by
does.
Bayside.
Yes, it does.
Has When I Grow Up covered by Mayday Parade.
So good.
Over My Head, Cable Car, covered by A Day to Remember.
Oh my God, yeah.
Attack Did I Kiss the Girl. August Burns Red did Hit Me Baby One More Time.
That was amazing.
No, but you know what the best one is?
Which one?
Fuck, who did it? I forget what the band is called. I want to say Static Lullaby did Toxic.
Yeah,
by Britney
dude, you're
Spears.
right. That was the best cover.
Dude.
That was insane.
Dude, who knew that Britney Spears was so metal?
It was so good,
until
dude.
Static Lullaby showed us all the way.
Thanks, Static
It
Lullaby.
was so fucking good.
That was incredible. That was the first CD I ever bought, which is why
That's
I was
amazing.
really stoked too when AP2 signed with Revival when that was all happening, because that was the singer of Alessano's label. I told him on our first phone call, dude, the first CD I ever bought, you guys were track one.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was a cool moment.
There's also Love Song covered by
4 Years Strong.
4 Years Strong. That was a really good one.
Oh my God.
I feel like I'm like missing one.
I'm missing like all of them right
Yeah.
now.
There were some that
farting,
weren't
but-
so great. I remember, no offense, Silverstein, but your cover of Apologize kind of sounded just like the original
I
version.
loved that though.
But it sounded like exactly the same, and it was just kind of boring, I thought.
I loved it.
I love Silverstein.
I loved that
Silverstein was
cover
one of the-
so much.
Silverstein played the first show that I ever went to at Starland Ballroom. It was Hawthorne Heights, Silverstein, Bayside Acoustic, because their drummer had just died in like a car accident, I think, like just before that.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And Aiden opened the show.
I remember Aiden, yeah. Yeah.
Dude, it was fucking wild. It was right around, it was the Silence in Black and White tour.
Fuck, dude, that's
When
insane.
like Ohio's for Lovers came out. And
Nikki
shit.
FM.
Nikki
Oh
FM,
my God.
Silver Bullet.
Oh my God, that record is so good. I literally remember being 11 listening to that fucking record side by side with like Eminem.
Yeah.
Dude.
same.
Oh my God. What
Exactly.
a time. Music was so wild.
Yeah.
It was just so quirky.
Yeah.
There was such a quirky time in music and I loved it.
Yeah.
There was so much nuance and like freedom and weirdness, which is
Yeah.
why I think like Bamboozle did so well back
Yeah.
then. Like I remember going to Bamboozle. That was so my first show of all time was Tokyo Hotel. My sister brought me to that show. My dad came and she was a hardcore fangirl for Tokyo Hotel. I was like 12 years old. We saw them in New York City. It was fucking awesome. They were great. But my second show, i.e. the first one that I like chose, was Bamboozle.
Yeah.
And the only reason why is because All Time Low was playing.
Nice.
And they were like the best band in the world to me in 2007 going into 2008. So I went to Bamboozle 2008 and I got exposed to every fucking band
Yeah.
in the scene all at once.
Yeah, I think we're hopefully on our way back to an era like that for music. Where
I think so.
I think we are.
It feels like the sound is opening up a lot.
I think people are getting really bored of watching 4 pop punk bands play on the same bill and like 4 fucking metalcore bands play on the same bill and like all that stuff. Like it's just boring. It's like give me a fucking metalcore band, give me a punk band, give me like a fucking acoustic act.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Play with my emotions.
Right. Right. I
Make
think
me feel something.
I loved that scene so much because, of course, it was my first foray, so I'm always going to be like drawn to it. But like, it was so weird, and it was so otherworldly. Like, I felt okay to be my true weirdest self at 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old because those artists were fucking amazingly out there and their music was so fun and they were having a good time and like the whole thing, like the whole atmosphere of the scene was just like it allowed us to be who we were. And to me that became like one of the most important things about music over time as I started playing it was like first I wanted to like be in a cool band, then I wanted to like tour, and then I wanted to do all that. But over time I realized like it's culture.
It's just about having a good time.
It's just about having a fucking good time and
being yourself,
expressing yourself to the most,
Yeah, dude. And that's something that I love about our new record, which Ryan mentioned, but we haven't said anything about. We dropped AP2, LP2.
Yep, America Part
Self-Titled
2,
album.
self-titled, just 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Dude, it's my favorite
Very hyped.
record I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, same.
I'm going to be honest.
Same.
That's an honor to hear from you, actually, because you've been on some sick records.
I have.
Thank you. Thank you for being a part of it.
Actually, I mean, I haven't honestly been on that many records because I'm always the fucking replacement, dude. I am fucking Keanu Reeves in that football movie, except the band version.
Wow.
I'm the quarterback, dude. I'm the fucking replacement quarterback, drummer boy.
Wow.
I did it with the fucking Moms. I'm doing it with you. I did it with Make War. Probably do it again. I almost did it with Family Dinner.
That's crazy.
Rest in peace. No, I'm just kidding. Family Dinner's sick, but
So the only band that you ever started with someone was Solfege Radio.
I think so. No, I also started Hurricane Season,
I remember that band, yeah.
which was in between Playground Beatdown, which I replaced the drummer in, and then Hurricane Season in New Brunswick for like a year, and then I joined the Moms,
Mm-hmm.
and then I joined Make War,
Mhm.
and now I joined America Part 2.
So you
And
were...
then I'm going to start my own band. So
Right.
I've started, this will be my third time's the charm, motherfucker.
There you go. I really love that you were a part of this whole writing process from start to finish. You weren't just like, you were new to the band too. And like, so Matty joined AP2 as like for a tour.
Mm-hmm.
And like, obviously
One
we were
of my
hoping
favorite bands, Harbor.
with Harbor.
Shout
Yep.
out, Daddy.
And obviously we were hoping that you would work out in the band, but like we weren't really focused on that at first. We were kind of like, let's get through this tour. We had
Right.
just gone through a lot. We had just toured a lot. And then we'll come home, see what happens. And we came home and we started making a record together. Next thing we knew, we had a full album that we made together.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited about that. How did it feel for you to kind of jump into the mix and then all of a sudden be a part of the record like that? I mean, we made a lot of songs too. We probably wrote like 20 songs.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. You guys scared the fucking shit out of me because you like, you know, I like joined the band, which I was stoked on. And then you were like, yeah, we need to put out a new album. And I was like, for sure. And y'all were like, all right, let's book studio time. And I was like, okay. This was in November. They booked 2 weeks in December. And we had nothing written. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? And then like, we were just like, we're going to make it happen. Dude, the last 2 weeks, I think, of November, I came down to Red Bank from Morristown. Every single day, we would do a shot of tequila and drink like 2 beers. At least I would.
He would always bring us Casamigos and Coronas.
I was going through it, dude. I was like, you know, I was like separating. Maybe I shouldn't talk about that on the podcast yet. I don't know when this is going to come out. Whatever, dude. I'm a fucking mess in the romance department, but I'm getting it back, dude.
Hell yeah.
I'm making a comeback, motherfucker. Anyway, yeah, but it was like crazy, but it was like
before we
so
move
awesome.
on, let's definitely continue this because this is the most interesting thing that I've ever fucking talked about with anyone in the world. But speaking of beer, do you wanna split one of those giant beers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. I'm a little hungover and a little gay right now, so I would love to split a beer with you. We almost crossed streams, and then we were gonna cross streams before we started the pod, and then Ryan told us some of the weirdest shit we've ever heard of. I'm not gonna repeat it on the podcast right now. No, we probably should, right? I mean, that's the interesting stuff. Okay, he was telling us about rave girls that suck milk and honey out of baby bottles to make their lips more plump, and like old guys are into it or something. That was literally like what he said to us, and we were walking into cross streams, and then he laid that on us, and then we got to the bathroom and we were both like, I don't think I want to cross streams anymore. I feel very uncomfortable right now. And so we decided not to cross streams. Yeah, I was gonna say before the Hawthorne Heights show, I believe that was like the winter of 2005 into 6, and I had gone to Warped Tour 2005 with my brother and Marco Toriani or Tartaglia, depending on who you ask, who was the lead singer of Solfege Radio, and my dad. And we went to see Dropkick Murphys. They were like headlining. Yeah, they were basically like headlining, I guess, one of the main stages, or like played last. Yeah, I was just like talking into the void, and I was like, someone needs to react to this.
Sorry,
it's cool stuff.
I went to take a piss.
It's okay.
By myself without crossing streams.
It's okay.
That's where I kind of left off mentally, was that we were talking about crossing streams. Does that smell?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it smelled.
Yeah. What's that? What's the like weird like plastic smell that is from here? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Probably the burning vinyl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that? That's what it tastes like. It tastes like burnt vinyl.
Could be the cup. Or maybe it's coming in through your nose, so you're tasting it.
Yeah. I don't know.
What was it? It's beer.
I think it's not as intense as it was before. Maybe it's just I'm smelling the vinyl.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
I got so used to it when I was working here that like,
dude, I hate that smell. That that's the like.
Yeah, the beer tastes fine, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I would drink it anyway because I'm a fucking piece of shit.
Same.
But I'm a horny beach trash. But yeah, Make War had like a banner that we would hang like behind me and shit, and it was like flame retardant, and it smelled like that, and it like I remember like keeping it in like the merch bin and made all the merch smell like that and shit. And it was fucking nasty.
Yeah, it's like a heavy plastic smell.
Yeah, and it was like I want to say that we got it like right before. Yeah, we got it like right before like Fest or some shit. And then the like following January, February, we did that European tour. Yeah, it was the end of February. We went to Europe, and it was just like I was getting so fucked up on that run because we were like all alcoholics and we were in Europe and shit.
Yeah.
And like COVID was about to happen. And so I just remember like being like super hungover and like smelling that and just being like,
Right. So it triggers you a little bit.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So went to Warped Tour 2005
Let's go.
at the age of 10.
That's
just started
early.
playing the drums. Yeah.
Wow.
So my first CD was Ricky Martin. I didn't buy that though. I just stole it from like my mom or something, but I loved Ricky Martin. Funny enough, Ricky Martin is Colombian.
Oh shit.
I ended up marrying a Colombian woman.
Right.
Dude, I have some weird thing with Colombia.
And I am half Colombian.
You're half Colombian. The kid Chris that I've been working out with is from Colombia.
I told you this. You know more Colombians than I know.
I really do. I know a lot of Colombians, dude. And Colombia is amazing. We have to go to Colombia.
We do. I've never
We
been. I
have
really
to
want
play Colombia, dude.
When I ask my dad, I'm like, "Hey, Dad, would you ever go back to Colombia?" He's like, "No."
Why? Your dad's weird, bro.
He's got his own life.
He's a weird guy.
He's lived a life.
Because, like, I get it. Like, you don't want to be a piece of shit Colombian, but, like, Colombia is sick, dude.
I don't think it's that he doesn't want to be a piece of shit Colombian necessarily. I think it's that he has bad memories in Colombia.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
He grew up rough.
right. I mean,
And,
Colombia, is still rough.
He grew up rough. His
Yeah.
dad died when he was like 3. He had a rough upbringing.
Damn.
Yeah. His older brother was my uncle. I don't know if I should say this on the pod either, but my uncle was an alcoholic, and in all honesty, his brain has been disintegrating for a long time, and he's at the point now where like you can kind of see the space in his eyes, if you know what I mean. Thousand Island stare kind of thing. 1,000 Mile, sorry. Thousand Island dressing is so good. But he's been drinking forever, and he
Wet brain.
he got wet brain, and so back in Colombia, my abuelita, who lived to 104, she just passed away a couple of years ago, but she was a single mother. She was a nurse. She helped take care of some other kids in the neighborhood and stuff like that. Like they would all help each other out. So she had a lot on her plate, man. She had 3 kids, and he would come home whacked, right? And in order to deal with it, this is just a story that my aunt tells me, my dad's younger sister. Supposedly, my uncle Alberto would come home wasted, and my grandma, to deal with it, would knock him over the head with a 2x4, So he would be knocked out
Holy shit.
and then just leave him there. And then my aunt Stella, his younger sister, would bring him into the bathroom and wash him off and stuff like that. And that used to happen consistently. Wow. That was like the way that it was dealt with.
God damn.
So
I met your
that
dad.
was my dad's older brother.
Is weird in an endearing way. I love your dad. Your dad's the
For sure.
fucking man.
For sure.
I just
he's
find
cool.
his aversion to Colombia a little strange. But
No,
I understand
know.
like
Specifically it was about that. I get
yeah,
it. Yeah,
I get
for sure.
I get that he has like trauma in Colombia and shit. But
I think
Colombia
that's
is
what
just
it is.
so beautiful.
I think
though.
he just has trauma. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And he feels like he escaped from there.
Yeah.
And I feel like he maybe fears that if he goes back, it'll all come back to him, or he'll be stuck there. I don't know. God knows. I
Right.
can't get in his fucking brain.
Right,
He's been
right,
around fucking 4 times as long as I have.
Right.
Anyway,
So yeah, Ricky Martin, and then but like the first CDs I remember buying, my brother was like going to Best Buy or something with like my parents or some shit, and I just gave him money and was like, buy me CDs, and he came back with Make Believe by Weezer, by Reliant K, and The Warrior's Code by Dropkick Murphys.
what a batch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, my brother's a gangster, dude.
He really is. It's kind of cool having an older sibling. I will say, as a fellow younger sibling,
Yeah.
I have an older sister who's 2 years older than me, a year and 9 months technically. But like I said, she was in a Tokyo hotel and she saw like Cobra Starship and like Mindless Self-Indulgence, and she was like into like weird scene shit, which
Yeah.
was awesome. Like the Millionaires and shit like that. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what that is.
They were check them out.
But I know what Tokyo Hotel is.
Yeah. So
And Mind the Self-Indulgent. Well, I know the name.
well, it was just great because like having an older sibling, like she introduced me to all of it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and like just before that had happened, where my brother bought me those CDs, like my dad's brother was really, really into music. Like used to like go to shows all the time and shit. Was really into like metal and then like punk and like and stuff. So like I remember my brother like downloaded my uncle's entire like CD collection onto like Windows Media Player, and then like with like a bunch of just crazy shit like the fucking Ramones and like Slipknot and like all this shit. And like up until that point, my parents had us listening to like Christian rock, like Audio Adrenaline and like Switchfoot, which funny enough, I'm going to see Switchfoot on Wednesday.
Let's go.
I was supposed to go with my mom and my stepdad and Ben Petty, but but my stepdad just got a new kidney, so they're like laying low and shit. So right, are you gonna come to that?
I forgot that was Wednesday. Yeah, sure.
This Wednesday.
Yeah, I'll come.
Let's fucking do it.
Let's go.
It's gonna be sick at
Thanks,
the Wellmont
dude.
Theater.
Oh, fuck yeah.
We gotta get
Love
Freddie
the
to
Walmart.
come.
We do.
If you can, because I have 4 tickets, and so that'd be you. Dude, that could be America Part 3, dude. This could be the inception of America Part 3.
Yeah.
Dude, Ben Petty would be such a sick addition. Did I tell you that he texted me the other day? And what the fuck did he say? He was like, dude, I had a dream that I was in AP2 and we were playing like a Christian rock festival. That's what he said. I'm pretty sure.
That sounds like something we would do.
Yeah, let's do that. And I was like, I think that's what I said back to him. I was like, let's do that. Yes.
That's great,
Yeah. It's so funny. But anyway, bringing Ben Petty to Switchfoot because when he was styling me, because he's the style master, we're talking about music and he was like, I actually like unironically love Christian rock right now. And I was like, okay. And like Switchfoot? And he was like, yeah, dude, Switchfoot's sick. And then my mom like randomly hit me up to go to see Switchfoot because we used to listen to them when I was little. And I was like, can I bring my friend Ben? And she was like, yeah, I guess. And so she got him a ticket too. But it's funny because he's Jewish too, so it's like really fucking doesn't make any sense that he like is into Christian rock. But Pedro the Lion's Christian rock.
I'd never really listened to Pedro the Lion.
Dude, Pedro the Lion is so good. It's like some of the most fucked up, saddest shit you'll ever hear though.
Always heard of them, but I don't think I've ever actually listened to their songs.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Damn.
That's one of Brett Romness's favorite bands.
That's cool.
David Bison or some shit.
It's interesting that you bring up like the other relative who showed you like heavier, more kind of like crazier music.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually when I was younger, when I was 8 years old, I was in Greece with my cousin Anastasi, who you know, Stas.
Mm-hmm.
You guys met at Mercury Lounge that one night.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like a metalhead,
Mm-hmm.
especially back in the day. And like, I remember being 8 years old. I go over there. He's 5 years older than me, so he must have been like 13 or something. And like, he put his earbuds in my ear and at full volume, 10 on his iPod, he scrolled it up all the way to 10. He puts on Slipknot, followed by Slayer. And I was just fucking floored. It just mowed over me with just like full intensity. I couldn't hold still. My fucking eyes were falling out of my head. It was like, I couldn't believe what the fuck was happening. It just changed my entire world. Like, oh my God. And so I remember going home, being like 8 or 9 years old and like looking up YouTube videos on like the family computer and like putting on like Slipknot.
It's very
like,
Colombian of you.
And like my mom would be like, what the fuck is this? But
dude, I was walking through Chia, Colombia a few years ago with my wife and saw my first internet cafe. And I was probably like 24 or something. It was like 4 years ago.
Bro, I grew up in internet cafes in Europe.
Dude. And literally homeboy was just watching live videos of Slipknot.
It's what you do outside of the US.
So
you
sick.
go on you go to an internet cafe, you watch live videos of Slipknot.
Literally. That's what you do.
It's what you do.
It's fucking sick.
Yeah, that's how my music started. So I always had a taste for heavy music.
Yeah.
But I've also always really liked like different heavy music.
Yeah.
Like for that reason, because Slipknot is so different and so beyond. Like to me, they're equal to Led Zeppelin as far as their contribution to rock music.
Dude, Slipknot is amazing.
It's unbelievable. Like Slayer didn't stick with me the same way. I thought they were really good, but they were still kind of like a little too old school for me, I think, in their style. Whereas Slipknot reinvented what heavy metal was.
Yeah.
And they had the horror aspect to it. I mean, it was fucking unbelievable.
It's incredible.
Unbelievable. So I had that. And then it's funny because on the other side of things, when I was getting into alternative music for myself, when I was like 11, 12, like I was just talking about, I went to Bamboozle for All Time Low. So I loved like really heavy music and really poppy music. And I feel like that's always kind of stuck with me.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the artists that really stick out to me are the ones who are doing something original.
Yeah.
Like
original plus.
Original plus and just good songwriting.
Yeah.
Good songs are good songs. I mean, So Wrong It's Right is a perfect album.
Yeah, it's very
perfect album. Just the same way that Iowa by Slipknot is a perfect album.
Right. Yeah, dude. I was really into like Atreyu and like metalcore shit, like fucking As I Lay Dying before the dude tried to kill his wife or whatever. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
What else? And then like, like A Day to Remember and shit. And, like,
A Day to Remember was so fucking good.
Strong. Dude, they're amazing.
Dude,
like,
Homesick. I'll listen back to Homesick now every once in a while.
Holds up.
It does.
It's fucking amazing. And like, I hate metalcore now, but like Homesick is like something else.
Not to mention that came out in 2009, but like, it was so ahead of its time and they didn't give a fuck.
Dude,
like they were so unapologetically poppy and heavy in the same stroke.
Yeah.
Like no one could even fuck with them.
Yeah.
Everyone tried.
Yeah.
Hardcore kids were like, I do remember's gay.
Yeah.
And then like pop punk kids were like, I don't know, bitching about shit. But at the same time,
pop punk kids were like, A Day to Remember's heavy.
You're right. Pop punk kids were like, yeah, I like heavy music too.
Yeah, I like A Day to Remember.
But like you need bands like that to gateway you into the fucking scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like bands like that are so important. The crossover kind of bands. Like they build a bridge for so many new people to walk in.
Yeah.
And A Day to Remember fucking nailed it, dude.
Dude, they're
Not to mention Andrew Wade was really ahead of his time on the production on that record. It was super digital and super like bass drops and like really hard low end and really digital kind of guitars and really tuned vocals and all that stuff, which at the time was like very much a scene thing. Like having that kind of like polished, like as a band, as a rock band, to have that polished of a pop style production was really a scene thing. All Time Low is another great example of that. But like in like the greater rock world, on the other hand, you had like Foo Fighters and like shit like that, which was like very much rock and roll.
Yeah.
So like it was still like at the time, A Day to Remember was very pigeonholed in like the scene still, even though they had some breakout success.
Yeah.
But it's funny because now every band has that style of production.
Yeah.
They were so ahead of their time.
Except for us.
Yeah, because now it's now we're going the other way. You know what I mean? It's come full circle now because now it's generic, if you will. And I'm not apologizing for that. It's fucking generic for you to use the same plugins that were revolutionary in 2009.
Yeah. Dude, that new Family Dinner record I was showing you before. Like, I was just showing you on my phone, but like I want you to hear it like on speakers. It sounds so fucking good, dude. Brett destroyed that record. It's like one of the best Sonic records I've heard in like so long.
I want to go back to Barbershop sometime.
Me too. I love Barbershop.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I went to fucking Warped Tour in 2005. We walked in and My Chemical Romance was closing their set with Helena. Oh. And I was just like, holy fucking shit. In New Jersey, where My Chemical Romance is from. This was actually in Englishtown. We're in Englishtown right now.
Wow.
Yeah. At
Here
the
we are.
Raceway.
Dude, the way that My
That's the reason I know what Englishtown is.
The way My Chem harnessed their power live was unfucking real back then, dude.
Bro. They're amazing. They're one of the best. They fucking crush.
Yeah, dude.
And then Midtown fucking toured with them like last year or whatever.
So fucking crazy.
Yeah, sick.
And Pollyanna opened for Midtown at Starland.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's the waves.
Yeah,
The
dude.
waves of New Jersey.
Yeah. Rippling through time.
And then fucking Gaslight played with Misfits.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
That's insane.
Speaking of which, I'm opening for fucking Gaslight Anthem the 27th and the 28th of October. Wild, crazy news that my brother hit me with like 2 fucking days ago. And it just got announced.
I'm so excited for you guys. I can't wait for that show.
Dude, I'm so hyped. Bro, it's sold out.
Put me on the guest list.
I'll try. I want you to be there.
The opening band's drummer wants to throw some names on the guest list.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, fuck, dude.
And in New Jersey for Gaslight, there's going to be 100 people on that list.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so it's like, I don't know. Like right now, priority is like my little sister and like my dad.
Right.
And like my mom, I don't think my mom's going to come because she's like taking care of.
Right. It's a
her
family
husband and
affair. This is like your brother's band. You and your brother.
Yeah. And it's like, we don't know if we have any guest lists at all.
Of course.
You're next on the list though.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for you guys, man. Honestly, Gaslight is fucking huge, especially in New Jersey. And like for you guys to be playing the show as the only support band 2 days in a row. I mean, that's so special.
Yeah. It's really cool. I'm very excited for this.
Where's it at?
White Eagle Hall in Jersey City.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I've still never been there.
Dude, it's a nice venue.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I've seen some packages go through there. I remember when it opened up, I was like, that's fucking awesome, but I still haven't been.
Yeah, it's cool. I like that it's in Jersey City too. It's kind of like a random spot that like didn't have any venues like that.
That's exactly it. I just never go to Jersey City. So I like, but it's such a hub.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many people there and so many people that go hang there. So that's fucking great.
Yeah. We need more venues in North Jersey, like more small venues, and tours need to fucking play New Jersey more. Fuck your radius clause. People that are going to come see you at Starland Ballroom are not driving to fucking Manhattan or taking the train to come see you.
Dude,
and nobody wants to
100%.
fucking go to Philly. Philly sucks.
Preach.
Play New Jersey.
I do love
you
Philly.
fucking ass clowns.
But it's completely different.
Philly's growing on
You're
me.
making a point though.
But like, I'm not driving 2 hours to go to Philly to see you. I don't want to take the fucking train to Manhattan to come see you. I will drive to Starland Ballroom. I'm your demographic that will watch you play at Starland Ballroom. There's like fucking 500,000 people in New Jersey. Play New Jersey.
Dude, we're the most densely populated state in the country.
Yeah.
And
What the fuck?
dude, you have House of Independence, 500 cap venue.
Yeah.
You have Asbury Lanes, 725 or something like that. You have the Stone Pony, 1,000 cap. You have Starland, 2,000 cap.
2000. Yeah.
Dude, like, we have it all here.
Yeah.
Play our fucking state.
Yeah.
Fuck your radius clauses. Radius clauses are fucking stupid.
Radius clauses are bullshit.
As people who've been radiused by the clauses, fuck radius clauses.
Fuck radius clauses.
Bro, like different people, and fuck merch cuts. Different people are going to come to your fucking show.
Yeah.
Like, give more people the opportunity to see the fucking show.
Yeah.
It's just agents up their own fucking ass, promoters up their own fucking ass. Like, oh, I need to secure my fucking bag and make sure that this one show has no interference. Like,
guess what,
fuck
dude?
you all.
I'm not coming to Philly.
Also, not to mention, let's talk about this now. This is something we've talked about in the past. Your fucking job wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the artist. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you're here talking about, like I feel like artists, every single time, the one to fucking have to be asked to kneel is the fucking artist.
Yeah.
But this whole industry exists because artists are making art and people want to come pay to see it.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for the artists and the people, you all would be out of a fucking job.
Well, you know what it is, though, too, honestly? Like, we can bitch and moan, but I think it really comes down to artists standing up for themselves. Mm-hmm. Like, how about we just say no?
Right.
Fuck you.
Exactly.
Actually, I'm not gonna let you do that to me.
We just pounded.
Tour.
We just pounded off the mics.
That's really what it is, dude.
100%.
Artists need to stop being fucking pussies.
Yep.
And tell their fucking booking agents what's up. Tell the fucking promoters what the fuck is up. Tell the fucking venues to suck my fucking dick. You're not taking a fucking merch cut. I'm not gonna play your fucking venue. I'll set up a stage in a fucking park and play it before you take my fucking merch cut. Fuck you.
Amen, dude.
Make your money on your fucking liquor sales like you're supposed to.
Right, exactly. Dude, you guys are making 100% of the fucking bar most of the time. Like, what do you need our fucking merch sales for?
Yeah.
Let's be real here.
Dude, the markup on liquor is like 3,000%. Go fuck yourself.
Right. You're welcome for bringing hundreds of people to your fucking bar.
Yeah.
You know, like, let's just work together. Why do you need to step into our fucking lane?
Yeah.
We all make our own money.
Yeah.
It's always the artist. It's always the artist.
And we don't make any money.
I've never made money.
Yeah.
I've never made money. I've walked away from a tour one time with AP2 with like $300. We split up the last like $900 or whatever amongst the three of us. Yeah. But like, I probably spent more on the tour.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like I made money.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I've never made money playing in a band.
Even like mid-sized bands, like, they don't make money.
No. Well, that's the thing, man. There's no fucking money.
Yeah.
There's no fucking money.
Yeah, it's all just greedy fucking pieces of shit.
There's literally, it's funny because the music industry is like a microcosm of like the greater global economy.
Yeah.
There's the 1% that has all the money and makes all the money. And those labels, let's say, own the records of their artists, and they also have stock in the streaming services that distribute the music and stream it to the fans. So they make money from both fucking ends. And the artist is left to make merch money on tour. The problem is that the only people who are going to make a fuck ton of money as they fucking deserve are going to be magnificently fucking big artists.
Yeah.
Everyone else
is fucked. Literally.
There's no money. I don't think I know anyone who makes money on music.
I did meet the drummer of 5 Seconds of Summer.
But you don't know him.
No. But my wife knows him.
That's pretty fucking cool.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. Dude, 5 Seconds of Summer fucks.
I think I said this when we talked about them last time, but I'm going to say it on the pod now. I did a presentation in college about 5 Seconds of Summer because
did you really?
I did, because there was obviously this big contention about Five Sauce when they came out because they were like pop boys.
Yeah.
And the scene fucking hated them. Mm-hmm. And so like all my friends were like, fuck 5 Seconds of Summer, da-da-da-da-da-da.
Those people.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I actually did a presentation at college explaining why 5 Seconds of Summer is important and beneficial to the scene.
I think you've talked about
I totally did, because I always bring it up because it's one of the most fucking hot takes that now has come full circle. And now people are like, oh yeah, I love 5 Seconds of Summer. No one liked 5 Seconds of Summer in the scene.
No.
Fangirls loved 5 Seconds of Summer.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's why they made money.
Huge.
But like, that being said, I did the presentation because it's what we were talking about with the Day to Remember. They built a bridge. And they, in interviews, they would say, yeah, we love Mayday Parade, All Time Low, The Wonder Years. Like, those bands are awesome. And all of a sudden you had this mainstream audience checking out those bands. And I think that's important because I think that we come from a scene of some of the most underrated art ever. A lot of it never sees the light of day.
Yeah.
And it's good shit.
Yeah. Isn't that shit sad, dude? When you know about a fucking record that's like one of the best records of all time, like no one has ever heard it. Like,
dude, I think
like
Born Without Bones is a good example.
Born Without Bones is a great example. Born Without Bones, if they had the right, like, fucking, just, if they just, I don't know, I guess had more advertising money, like, they could be like a fucking gigantic band, dude. Like, Scott is one of the fucking, like, great songwriters of our time. Like, he's fucking amazing, bro. Young at the Bend is low-key their best record. But honestly, that last one they put out, I want to say the record's called Dancer, is so good. Yeah, the main single was Dancer, but I'm pretty sure that's what the record is called. It's so good, dude. It's so fucking good. And, dude, listening to it at the time was giving me such feels. And then I went to see the show with my girlfriend at the time, who's my ex that I'm all fucked up about right now. And I, like, recently revisited the record, and it's giving me the fucking feels again. It's so annoying, dude, because it's so fucking poignant and good and just, like, on point. Like, he's just saying exactly what it feels like, and it just hurts in the best way.
Yeah, I will totally agree. I think that Scott is one of the great songwriters of our fucking generation.
Yeah, same as Mikey Pellegrino from Late Waves. And, like, you know, they just dropped their self-titled record, which is hilarious.
Literally like 2 weeks before us.
Literally so fucking hilarious that we both put out our self-titled albums.
I remember when I was
after
talking
touring together.
Yeah, because we did the tour together, and I remember talking to Matt and Shane from Dim about the release plan that we were going to do, and he was like, all right, cool, let's just try not to release on the same days as Late Waves so we can, like, spread the promo. And we're both doing our fucking self-titled albums at the same time with the same fucking timeline for the roll-up and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's funny.
So rad. I love them.
But, like, when you were saying, like, you know, music or art that is, like, underrated and goes unheard or seen, like, you know, I'm not going to say it, whatever. Hell to Pay, the record that Late Waves put out before their self-titled album, their first LP, fucking amazing. One of my favorite records of all time.
Yeah.
And, like, no one's ever fucking heard it, dude.
Right.
And it's, like, so weird.
It's a crime.
Because when I was, like, little and, like, growing up in the scene, I always was like, well, the music's just not good enough. Because if the music was really that good, it would just blow up. That's not how it fucking works, though.
Yeah.
You could literally write the best song of all time and no one could find out about it.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. It's crazy because I do feel like there is a certain ceiling that, like, if you don't have any support, it can just stop growing.
It's all about who you know and how much money you have.
You got to water the plant, man.
Yeah.
At a certain point, if you close the plant in a fucking box,
It'll die.
it'll die.
Yeah.
And, like, it'll just, you know, with music, it'll stay there forever, and that's great. And people will remember it. People will discover it again because it is so good, and it'll always resonate with people. But without exposing people to it, they'll just never know.
Yeah.
It's really crazy, man. And we're in a time too where, like, I was thinking about this the other day, like, and it's something that for anyone listening, like, you tend to think about often when you're a musician is how much you're not making any fucking money. Like, you know, like, I'm 28 years old. Like, I would like to make some money. Mm-hmm. Like, I would like to get married. I would like to buy a house. I would like to do those things.
Start a family.
I would like to start a family. But, like, it is really limiting when, like, we came up on artists that had corporate backing.
Yeah.
That is something that does not exist in our world today. And I think the irony of the punk scene too, and the pop punk scene specifically, is that, like, a lot of people get into it from bands who are on major labels and bands who had $1 million record deals. And you start a band and you want that.
Yeah.
Because you look up to those artists. I was one of those people.
Mm-hmm.
And you grind and you grind and you grind, and there's something missing. Like, something's not connecting. For some reason, you don't have that breakout debut album, or you don't have that, like, insane fucking commercial growth, and you're still making $0. And that's because those artists that you were looking up to had corporate backing. And it's a beautiful, fucked up irony of the alternative, quote unquote, music scene, is that, like, those artists like Linkin Park, going as far back as Nirvana, and like all those artists like Fall Out Boy, Paramore, All Time Low, A Day to Remember, like, these artists had corporate backing. They had tens of thousands of dollars in marketing, hundreds of thousands of dollars in tour support and recording budgets, and all kinds of like appearances on TV, and it's just a different world for us now.
Remember fucking Fuse?
Yeah.
Fuse was like one of the best things for the fucking alternative music
I don't
scene.
think the music has gotten worse at all. I think, in fact, like, a lot of music has progressed as far as the rock world goes, especially in the past 5 years. And like I do feel like at a certain point it got stale, but
Yeah, for sure.
but like now I feel like there's a lot of revolutionary stuff coming out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
The
we're
20s shifted a lot, I feel like.
we're definitely on one right now.
But like, at what point does our world get invested in again? And does it?
I think so. I have hope.
Because I think that these artists deserve something.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we and other people around us have sacrificed a long time.
Yeah, well, dude, it literally, it's up to us. Like, we are the resistance, right?
Yes, we are.
We are America Part 2.
Yes, we are.
We're the next generation. We are the ones that, like, by doing things like having these conversations and recording them and putting them out into the world, are going to get other people having those conversations, and we can make it a reality. It's like, hey, we deserve to live comfortably with all the fucking hard work we've put in over the past 2 decades of creating art to just be consumed for free.
Mm-hmm.
Go fuck yourself, dude. I'm a fucking entertainer. I'm a good entertainer. I deserve to be compensated.
Absolutely right. I'm about to pound him off mic again. It's funny that you say that. I think you're absolutely right. I think the ripples do happen. And I think that, first off, I'm really grateful that we can have these conversations, that we're already on episode 5 of this podcast, because we're going to go to 500. And I think I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast, bringing him up again on the way here. And it was with some guy. I'm going to reference his name because I don't want to be a doucher. Let's see what his name is. Because he was the one who was telling this story, but he said that he saw the movie Oppenheimer, and in the movie there's a conversation between Einstein and Oppenheimer. I haven't seen the movie, but he spoiled it for me, so I'm going to spoil it for all you listening right now.
I've also not seen it.
His name is Brian Murarescu. He was saying that Einstein and Oppenheimer were having a conversation, and they had done calculations about the atom bomb that the math showed, supposedly, that once you split one atom, other atoms in the sphere, in the atmosphere, had potential to also start splitting. That is a wild concept. And we split that atom, first off. We did the atom bomb. We did that. Now, bringing it to what we're talking about here, he talked about how, like, Oppenheimer in one scene was looking off into this small body of water and watching rain fall on it, and how the rain would fall and each drop would create these ripples. And it's the same concept. It's echoes. of the original split or of the original drop. And it's weird, as I was saying this now, Split, that song Split for us created a lot. Split for us really started the band in a lot of ways.
That's what turned me on to you.
That's what turned everybody on to us. Before that, we were just known for our teenage band that we had by the few people who were there, which was a great experience. But when we put out Split, it created ripples. And I think that by having these conversations, you're absolutely right. And by releasing the music that is truly honest and truly fucking real and organic in this landscape that we're in now, it does create ripples.
Speaking of that, can we stop fucking blowing each other up, please?
As far as
like war, can we cut it the fuck out?
yeah, we should stop doing war.
War is so dumb. It's like, yo, how about we just don't listen to these fucking cucks that are like quote unquote in control of the masses and like convincing armies to like go to war with each other. Like we could just say no. We like don't have to like kill each other anymore. We have the fucking internet. We can communicate now. And like if you have a fucking problem with a fucking imaginary border drawn in the sand, like grow the fuck up. Go to fucking therapy. Get over yourself. Eat some fucking mushrooms and have a fucking ego death. How about that? Just get the fuck over it and let's all work together to get rid of the few that are causing these horrible, horrible travesties that we call war. Fuck those people, dude. Those are the only people that deserve to fucking die. They're just people that fucking support war. It's fucking bullshit, dude. I'm tired of living in fucking fear that I'm gonna like get fucking nuked. It's fucking bullshit, dude. I fucking hate it. What also like just speaking to like America, like where did like the peace party go? Like didn't Democrats used to be like for peace? Like Republicans were the pieces of shit that like wanted to go to war and Democrats like didn't want to go to war. What happened to that? Now they just both want to go to war and it's just with different fucking people because they have different fucking special interests and it's fucking all bullshit, dude. Can everybody just calm the fuck down? Like smoke a fucking joint and like fuck a sex doll or something. I don't know. Get your fucking aggression out some other way. This is fucking bullshit. I'm tired of living in this fucking fear. I'm tired of fucking turning on Instagram and seeing fucking people getting fucking blown up. It's bullshit, dude. I fucking hate it. And we are the fucking people. And we can fucking tell these masters no. That they can go fuck themselves. Most of the people in the world are good people. Most of us do not want to go to war with anyone. Stop letting your fucking quote-unquote leaders convince you to go to war. Protest. Protest war.
That was really well said. Protest war.
Yeah, like stop fucking... Can we stop with the fucking, like, choosing sides? Like, there's no correct side in Israel and Palestine right now. Just stop fucking blowing each other up. I mean, I'm sure there was an aggressor or whatever, but, like, that fucking area has been fucked for my whole life. Like, it's like, stop. Just stop. Can we just fucking stop with this bullshit, dude? It's so fucking stupid. Can we just have a fucking conversation about it? Can we stop pretending that there's a fucking holy land? The holy land is the fucking earth. We're all on it right now. It's one place. It's not some imaginary fucking country. And like Jesus was brown, not white. So like what the fuck? Religion is fucking stupid, bro. Just be nice. Just fucking be a good person. So fucking frustrating, dude.
Countries are just lines drawn in the sand with a stick. From the great Enter Shikari. Yeah, dude. I'm glad that you brought that up, because that is the macro of this micro resistance that we're talking about in music and art and fighting our own battles in our daily life. The macro is that we are in a world of war. And as much as people have wanted to, in America especially, pretend like we're not after World War II or after Vietnam or after the Gulf War or after the war in Iraq, which wasn't even much of a war, it was more of an occupation. Now there's these other conflicts going on. It's never stopped. It's never stopped. It's such a despicable fucking waste of human potential and of the resources on this planet. Nothing lasts forever. If we are of the earth and our lifespans end, the lifespan of the earth will also end. And here we are, the leading species on the planet, fucking wasting it. Absolutely fucking wasting it. You know, when I think of the lifetime of the human race as a thing, as the leading species on the planet, I feel like we are teenagers. I feel like we are angsty fucking teenagers who think we know everything, and when someone tries to tell us otherwise, we fucking yell at them and say, you don't care about me. It should be about me. That's fucking angsty teen bullshit. And I know because I was there. And I'm sure we all were there. But as a species, as a human race, we need to grow the fuck up. Because we're cutting ourselves right now. Earth is fucking emo. Earth is fucking cutting itself. And, you know, we put out Set Fire the other day, and I made that video about self-immolation. Earth is self-immolating itself. It is lighting itself on fucking fire. And has been. I'm talking macro. So the past hundreds of years, just raping and pillaging people of other kinds, even though we're the same fucking human race. Just because they live in a fucking different border or their God is named something different. Mm-hmm. It's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. Everyone has these desires that they want certain things. Failing to recognize the beauty and the fact that we all do have a purpose and we all can coexist. We can all coexist.
Yeah.
I have hope that the human race will grow up and become a mature species.
Same.
But it also could kill itself, and we're a part of it. And so we as individuals have to do all the things that we can do in our daily life and the things that we project into the public on social media, whatever we can, to promote this growing up of society and to stop feeding into the stuff that has held us captive this whole time. We don't need to feed into algorithms. We don't need to feed in to greed or to violence. We just don't.
Yeah.
It's a quick way to win for a day. But we all share the same fate and death. Bringing it back to memento mortem.
Yeah, memento mori. We're all gonna fucking die. We should try to do cool shit while we're here, not fucking kill each other. You don't need to kill anyone for them to die. They're gonna fucking die. Don't worry. Jerk off.
All things pass and all things will pass. Even things you strongly disagree with will pass. Mm-hmm. Nothing lasts forever, including the empire that rules today. Mm. Empires fall.
Yeah. Remember when Trump got elected and everybody thought the fucking world was gonna end? And then they elected a fucking demented, like, fucking 85-year-old fucking racist creep
Yeah.
that sniffs kids' hairs
How many times
and like wrote the crime bill of
just in our
the
lifetimes,
90s.
how many times have we thought the world was going to end?
Dude,
You and me were
all
born in
the time.
95, right?
All the fucking
Y2K,
time.
we thought the world was going to end. The Mayan calendar, we thought the world was
2012.
going to end.
Yeah.
2020, we
Mine.
thought the world was going to end.
Yeah.
Guys, the world isn't going to fucking end.
Yeah.
The world isn't going to fucking end.
Yeah. Have no fear for atomic energy because none of them can stop the time. Bob Marley.
You know what? I think we should end on that.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything else to say.
Same.
Matty, I love you. This has been great.
I love you too. I'm going to smoke a fucking cigarette.
All right, sounds good. Peace out.
Mwah.